Podcast Behind the Spires. It's supposed to meet us here. I don't think we're supposed to be on the runway.
You guys can't be out here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
You guys, it is Andrew and Shon, manager and assistant manager of the Frederick Municipal Airport. What a treat.
What a treat.
Where are we right now, guys? We're lost.
Well, right now you're on the ramp of the Frederick Airport. This is one of the busiest places that we have out here where everyone comes and goes.
I don't think I've ever been this close to some really cool looking planes.
Absolutely not.
So people come in and out of this airport every day, just hop in one of these bad boys and take off.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Do you guys mind sitting down with us and maybe telling us more about your jobs and the upcoming Festival of Flight?
Yeah, let's go.
Before that, how about we take a look at some of these planes?
Yeah.
Do it.
So, what is this cool looking plane,
This
guys?
beautiful plane here.
You like this plane?
Yes.
This is a Cirrus SF-52.
Also known as the Vision Jet.
Wait, why is it known like that?
VTail maybe? I think that's
Because it's the vision of the future, I suppose.
Ah.
And I do not work for Cirrus either.
It's very sweet. So, what makes this plane special?
Well, this is probably one of the smallest jet aircraft that you can actually own. So it does have a jet on the back of it. Additionally, it's got some really cool features, at least the newer ones of them do, and this one I'm assuming is pretty new because we actually have a dealer that works here at the airport. This one has a parachute that will actually come out of the back as a safety feature in case you have an incapacitated pilot, something of that nature, something wrong with the airplane. It also has this really cool feature where it can auto land itself and actually talk to the tower in an emergency. So there's just a button, say like a passenger can press, and the plane will actually talk to the tower and come in and land on its own.
Like use a voice talk or like send data to the
It
tower?
will actually talk on the radio
No kidding.
to that closest airport, and it will go land there and tell them that it's emergency, and then it actually triggers the tower to do all sorts of things like have emergency personnel come.
You guys, we're in the future.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, that sounds awesome. What about that one over there?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Come on, guys.
So guys, this is a Cessna 172.
Ah.
This is a very typical flight training aircraft.
Oh, so this is where you learn how to fly a plane.
This is one of them, yep.
Okay, and what makes this plane special?
Well, it's the most highly produced airplane in the world. So the highest number of them were made. We've
Okay,
got a lot of them out here flying at Frederick Airport.
beautiful.
Is there anywhere we can actually like sit down and do a podcast?
Sure, we can go to this hangar right over here.
All right, let's go.
I compost because I want to reduce the amount of waste that goes to the landfill every day. By composting with Key City, I turn my scraps into something useful for the environment. City residents can compost for free, so sign up to start making a difference.
Mr. Lance doing a great job out here. Hey, welcome back.
We're back, you guys,
We're
and
back.
we are with our two special guests.
Yes.
Welcome, Andrew and Shon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us today. We're so excited. This is like a mini field trip for us.
Yeah.
Before we kick things off with some hard-hitting journalistic questions, can you guys each of you introduce yourselves and also share what brought you to the Frederick Municipal Airport?
So thank you. I'm Andrew Moore, and I love that you say it's a field trip because this is our everyday life, and that's why we got into this.
Yeah.
So I was doing a different career, and I was flying and working on a group building experimental airplanes in the background, and I realized that I really liked doing that every day. So I switched careers, and I got into airport management.
And how long have you been here?
I've been at Frederick for 6 years.
Very nice. And Shon?
Yeah, I'm Shon Dempsey, the assistant manager here at the airport. What brought me to Frederick, I guess I started at a very young age having an interest in aviation. My grandfather was in aviation in World War II, not a pilot, but that kind of triggered some interest for me into the industry. And I went to college for this actually, and got into airports. It's my second airport. Was really interested in the role here, the assistant manager, and thought it would be a great opportunity to come to Frederick, having never been to Maryland or Frederick before that. And it's it's been great. Yeah.
So you were on Indeed and you were like, yeah, Frederick sounds good.
Essentially. I couldn't have really pointed out Maryland versus, say, like Massachusetts on a map. I'm originally from central United States, so wasn't really familiar with the layout of the states and stuff in this area. But yeah, it looked great. And then I applied, did a couple interviews, and met with Richard, our boss, and Andrew, and they took us out to downtown, and that's really what really sold us on Frederick, was kind of seeing what the city was like and what the community was like out there.
Beautiful.
Cool.
And Richard mentioned to us, we would be amiss if we didn't say, for those of us not joining on video, that Andrew has a pretty sweet mustache.
Well, I'm glad we all brought that up.
And I believe, Shon, you said you also used to have a similar mustache.
It would give it a run for the money,
Yeah,
but
Is this a prerequisite for joining the team here?
Just a bonus.
Okay,
Just a
got
bonus.
And I just shaved mine.
Oh, well, it's all right.
So, for listeners who may not be familiar, what makes Frederick Municipal Airport so unique in our area?
Sure. So, in this area, Frederick Municipal Airport is a general aviation reliever airport for BWI, which, as we know, is a commercial hub for commercial airline traffic.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of commercial traffic here. The difference is we do not have airlines. And what makes it unique is that we've got a very diverse, very robust airport right here 2 miles away from downtown Frederick. And it's very accessible to anybody that wants to come out. So whether you just like having lunch, eating a pizza in our observation area, or whether you want to come out and explore learning how to fly, or explore and learning how to maintain an airplane, it's all right here, accessible to you and your community.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what does a typical day look for the manager and assistant manager of the airport? Andrew, we'll start with you.
Okay, thank you. So it's very diverse out here. What I usually tell, Shon's heard me say this 1,000 times, is we're not very siloed out here. So at most general aviation airport, we have only 4 staff members, one of them at least being part-time, and we do everything. So in one day, it could be a Monday or Tuesday, we'll come in and I'll have to repair or help with the team repair a hangar door. And in the same day, later that afternoon, we're taking to City Council and accepting a $5 million grant. So that can happen in the same day. And in the middle of that, we might have an aircraft with a flat tire. We might have something else happen in the middle of it. So we are constantly switching roles, switching hats throughout the day.
And do you like that? Like keeping busy that way?
I naturally do like that.
That's good.
You have a lot of anything, and it gets tiring occasionally. But yes, I like that very diverse. You never kind of know what you're going to get
Yeah.
in a day.
Shon, what about you?
Yeah, say there's a seasonal component to that too. At the airport in the winter, we're also the snow removal team. So we're actually out there in the snow equipment, operating the snow equipment whenever we have any amount of snow out here, because it's our business to keep this airport open. And then early summer, late spring, you have the grass coming up at an alarming rate. So we sometimes actually have to help out with that kind of thing as well. And then obviously, as we're going to talk about today, the festival, we kind of switch gears as we get into the late summer, early fall, and really start getting into our festival planning. So.
That's awesome. And you mentioned grab a pizza. So there's like a restaurant right here.
Sure. So there's a restaurant, the Airways Inn, where you can grab. It's a great diner style food that everybody loves it. The pilots and the residents. It's very popular. If you don't want to be in a restaurant, we also have an observation area which has some blue picnic tables just outside of the restaurant, and you can grab some local food. You can just hang out, and it's right up front from our main ramp, where you get to see aircraft of all type coming in and out behind a fence safely. So it's great for kids and really kids of all ages.
I was going to say, I bet you get a
Yeah.
lot of kids
Yes.
being like, yay.
I'll add to
Are
that
there
too.
any great deals with the pizza, like buy 2, get a plane free or something?
You'd have to contact your local pizza distributor.
What I was going to say there, though, in addition just the tenant that we have that is a restaurant here, there's a lot of great businesses that are moving in close to the airport that are opportunities for people to come out. If you're not exactly on the airport when you eat dinner, you can come across the street and watch the airplanes in, say, like the afternoon or something of that nature. But
Can you give us a sneak of like what businesses are coming?
just as far as restaurants go, I'm a foodie, right? So I like
Yes.
I like food. So you've got the garage across the street,
Yep.
you've got Dragon Distillery, and they do some barbecue. It's kind of nice when you work at the airport. Kind of difficult sometimes to say no to all the great food options, right?
Right.
So
We got garage this weekend. We love the garage
so good.
at our house. Fantastic.
Now, how do your roles complement each other? Like, what's your favorite thing about working together?
You may take this one to start.
The friends you make along the way.
Shon and I work pretty close in a small office, dealing with a lot of very complex problems day to day. And how many years you been here?
Just about 4.
4 years. We don't hate each other yet.
Yeah.
I don't think, at least.
No.
So that's tough to do sometimes. So I think what we've really discovered is each of us have particular strengths, and our strengths are different. I'm good at some things. I am terrible at others. He's great at those things. So that's what really makes it work out here.
Yeah, I would have said it the exact same way. You also mentioned that with the small staff size that even though the job title says assistant manager or manager of the airport, we're basically in the same projects
Yes.
together. So we kind of do the same jobs as each other, and we can use those strengths and weaknesses that we have to get things done in a good way out here.
And I quite obnoxiously remind everybody that is the airport management team, because I don't want to be doing it by myself. There was a period where I did do it by myself, and it was not fun.
Oh, I bet.
And I couldn't do it by myself,
Which is why Shon is here now.
which is why Shon's here. And he brings a lot of experience at different airports, right? A lot of other perspectives.
That's awesome. So, what is the biggest challenge of running an airport that most people would not suspect? I think I'm going to start with Shon.
Yeah, well, this one's surprising. I mentioned I went to school for aviation, and I had a background in a little bit of flying and things of
Yeah.
that nature. What surprised me the most is the amount of property management that goes into operating this airfield, right? We've got hangars, we have a ton of pavement, and that's really what we're in the business for, right? If there's no pavement out here, planes aren't landing, so we're maintaining either through snow removal or going out patching cracks or doing seal coating, things of that nature. And then you have roof issues, you have AC issues, you have elevator. We have an air traffic control tower that has an elevator, and here recently it was giving erroneous calls to 911. So our elevator
fun.
was prank calling 911. So we just recently got that fixed. But yeah, it's just all those weird small things that come in with operating a property that you just wouldn't imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
So I think along the same lines, I think the very same thing that we enjoy out here. I think we both got into this because we enjoy airplanes. We enjoy supporting pilots and the users of aviation. And sometimes it's just a lot. We're a management team of 2, and we have a few other people at the city that do our grounds crew. And they don't just mow grass. They don't just plow. They do a little of everything. So Richard Long and Brian Harrison with us. They are instrumental in supporting our team. We really do operate as a team. But at the same time, we're expected to operate this airport 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's a staff of 4, 5 really doing it, right? Some of them part-time. So we do a pretty good job at it. And on top of running the airfield, which is our main role, we have all of what Shon just described to handle too, about
Right.
250,000 square feet of lease space. And that's how we make all the money out here. So
Right. So 24/7, does that mean you have to, this is a dumb question, are you like
On-call.
up at night, like doing,
we can be.
Yeah.
So generally it's like an on-call basis, right?
Yeah.
So when there's
Oh.
an issue, whether it be aircraft, wildlife, security, whatever the issues are, we can get the call and have to respond to it.
got it.
So yeah, that doesn't happen every day, but it happens enough.
I feel like I'd like this out here. Do you guys need another assistant manager?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Then I'm going to need another host.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andrew, when people think of an airport, they often picture like big commercial hubs. But FDK is the second busiest airport in Maryland.
Correct.
How does it stand out as a community airport that connects Frederick to the world?
Yeah. So I touched on this a little bit, but I'm going to expand on it. So, we joke, and one day we may get courageous enough to do this, but we could change our name to Frederick International Airport, right? Because we have had some private jet aircraft that depart from here and fly back to Holland. They can do that. It's not very frequent, but they can do that from our airport. So we have reach. A lot of mechanics, commercial airline pilots, air traffic control, they will often have their start at an airport like this. And again, it's right in your community. And we've done some other things to really connect the community. There's generally a pretty high bar to get into aviation. And we want to do what we can as airport managers to make people understand that they can be part of aviation and start right here at Frederick Airport.
Now, if you guys were to go to international, added to the name, what type of things would you have to actually do to qualify for that?
Yeah, I was like, just change the name.
I think you actually can.
Okay.
I think you can name it whatever you want. But like I said, we haven't gotten that courageous just yet.
Okay. I would totally change it, by the way. Okay, so how does the airport support Frederick, like economically, business, tourism, all that stuff?
Sure. I think I'm taking this one.
Yeah.
So it can be a lot of different things. The main users are flight training, Trooper 3, the Maryland State Police Trooper program. We have Trooper 3 based out of here, and it has been for 75 years. They do all sorts of aeromedical flights. It's a state-run program, a really unique program if you don't know about it. We have aeromedical aircraft, like the one we see kind of in the background here. That takes longer range aeromedical flights. We have a lot of different things that are done out here. We have local businesses that utilize the airport to fly their sales network in. And tour the factory and then fly them. And at that night, you're in bed and you're sleeping in your own bed in your own town. So they often refer to jets particularly as kind of time machines because you're able to get you in, get you out quickly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, switching gears, we'll start with Shon. If you could take a flight to anywhere in the world tomorrow from here, where would you go and why?
This is a good one.
See, for me, I feel like this question's less about the destination, and being an aviation nerd, self-proclaimed at least, I hope. It's about how you get there, right? So I'd want to pick somewhere that has really good scenery, on the way to it, especially if you're in a nice, fun aircraft, maybe something that goes a little slow. Something out west, maybe, somewhere to California.
Sure.
I could fly over the Rockies, fly over the desert, see the Grand Canyon, really enjoy the views and take them in while I'm on the way.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
maybe a beach destination out west.
Yeah.
That way, I could have all of that and then go to the beach at the end.
Yeah, I think that's best of both worlds.
think that's fair.
Have you ever flown over the Grand Canyon?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so put it on the list.
At least not at a very low altitude. I think
Right.
I've gone out there and been way up high.
Right, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
And Andrew, what about you?
So, for me, it'd be along the same lines. Got into this maritime and aviation is similar. I like to go up and go in any different direction I want with minimal limitations, right? So it'd be the type of plane, a small plane, something like this, that's a little bit slower, where I don't really have a timeline to keep would be ideal. And destination would be really any place that's hard to get to by car, right?
Okay, yeah.
'Cause that's the whole purpose of the vehicle is I go there, I get to the place I want to do. It's hard to get there otherwise, and only a few people can get there or are willing to get there in it.
Right.
Were you guys adventurous as kids? Like, were you like explorers?
I like to explore.
Yeah.
I'm always checking new places out and trying to get lost, but then, figuring
Yeah.
out I can find my way back. So, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's that exploring thing, going places that it's hard to go to with vehicles and tools to be able to do that. I think that's kind of the idea behind it.
We're getting the like Indiana Jones adventure vibe from
definitely
you
like
guys.
Indiana
That's
Jones.
good. Okay, so any stories of the most like exciting flight VIP coolest aircraft that you've seen land here? And Shon, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so this one I think it's less about the particular aircraft and more about the event that surrounded it being here. About 2 years ago now, I think we had an actual really big scale, it was on Paramount Plus called The Lioness. It was a really big
Yes.
scale filming that happened out here. And they brought the entire mobile production studio out here. You had all of the extras, you had the cooks, you had everyone that supports a full-scale filming. And you got to watch it happen. I think it was Zoe Saldana.
Was she here?
Really?
She was
That was
here.
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah. They filmed a scene over just out in front of us here with one of it's called a Gulfstream, a really nice luxury private jet. And they took off from Frederick at the end of the day with a really nice sunset view of the plane taking off. So I think it was season 1, episode 2 or 3. Frederick Airport is actually featured in that episode. So that was probably the coolest thing that I've experienced here as far as an aircraft goes.
Everyone go to Paramount Plus immediately
Right.
and go to episode 2, season 1. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not a salesman for them by any means.
No.
but-
But oh my gosh, Zoe Saldana. So she was close up.
Yeah, pretty close.
I'd be
And then there was another actress that was more of the main. She was the lioness
Yes,
in that
yes.
series. That she was out here a lot more throughout the day. Zoe was kind of here for her one particular scene, and then kind of went.
And then she's
went
out.
elsewhere.
Sure.
That's so cool. Andrew, what about you?
So, along those, I just want to add to his because that was probably the neatest here.
Yeah.
So there was a really neat shot that they use a lot of the aircraft departing over top of the camera that we got here, and it was just one of those perfect golden hours of the evening with the heat coming off the runway, and it was a great shot. But the thing I think is funniest, right? I say this all the time, is the flight crew was just a charter flight crew. They hired them. They said, we need this aircraft for the day. You're going to come here and you're going to hang out. And turns out they had no idea that they were going to have to do 50 takes welcoming people onto the plane and back off.
No.
So they were wondering whether they got their SAG card because of that. And we were talking with the flight crew. They said, we had no idea we were going to be filming.
Really?
Yep.
And so they were like, just act natural for 50 takes.
Yeah.
Do what you would
But
normally
they just
do.
did the same take over and over and over
That'd
again.
be so exciting if all of a sudden you ended up on the set of Lioness.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Set up any sort of TV show or movie? Yeah.
I'd be into it. Wait, so will people fly in? So we have like TI coming for the Great Frederick Fair. Like, do people, VIPs, come through this area?
They definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a Kanye come through here and a lot of other people that sometimes we don't even know about because part of it is you know, they fly in, they do their business, and they leave before we ever even know they're here.
You guys have the best job.
Yeah, I think Kanye like came and left before I actually knew he was here.
Yep.
I
Really?
had seen pictures of him in the community and kind of got a hunch that maybe one of the planes out here, and I just confirmed with our local business here, and they're like, yeah, that's.
Oh, this was recently, wasn't
Yeah.
he at like the Buckystown like
Yep.
sushi and steak
Yep.
place or
Yeah.
whatever it's? That's so funny.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about Festival of Flight now. Shon, how did it get started, and what's the spirit behind the event?
And Shon is the brains. We just found out before.
Shon is the brains.
The
Yes.
brains behind this Festival of Flight operation.
Yes.
Well, we have a lot of great volunteers that help out with that, so I can only take a little bit of the credit there. I think even before I came here, people had been coming up to our office and asking, specifically coming up the stairs to ask, when is the air show coming back?
Yep.
And if you don't know, even this is something I learned when I came here, just by people asking this question. Frederick used to have a really big air show.
Okay.
As Andrew alluded to earlier on in this interview, we're a small management team, and we just didn't have the resources that air show promoter had when they were doing that. So the Festival of Flight was kind of our product of discussions on how we could do something, having different groups out here that actually are users of the airport that have different things that they could actually provide to us. We have different volunteers that make up different businesses that are out here, different volunteer groups that operate out of the Frederick Airport. We all came together to actually have a product that we could give to the community to open up the airport, as Andrew kind of talked about in a previous answer, to let people see the type of flying that happens here, the types of careers that you can have here, different types of careers just in aviation as a whole. So that's kind of the idea of what we're doing at the festival, and really just to let the community see what the airport is. You know, we went to In the Streets last year, and we were promoting the festival at that last In the Streets. Someone goes, I didn't even know Frederick had an airport.
I literally was going to say, I bet people would come up to you and say that.
So being the second busiest airport in Maryland, we kind of like that because that means we're not getting the complaints, we're not doing things wrong.
Yeah.
But really, we do want people to know that the airport's here and that there's a mechanism for them to explore aviation and learn more about potential ways for them to be involved.
That's awesome. So are you going to be in the streets this year as well?
We are.
Yes.
We are.
Okay, so when is Festival of Flight number 1?
Yeah, so the Festival of Flight is September 27th. It is from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, and can people just show up?
It is completely free entry. That doesn't mean everything at the event is free, but I would say the event is 99% free. You do have food trucks, things of that nature if you are hungry that unfortunately the airport can't cover for you.
Right.
But it is completely free. There's a whole kids zone worth of activities, so there's a lot of STEM type exploration activities that kids can do. The airport actually is standing up our own drone flying tent. So we have drones that we're gonna kind of have as a drone education area. We have this year a education tent that we're adding to the event where we'll have topics throughout the day where people can kind of learn about different facets of the airport, different facets about aviation. I think one of the topics is a historical presentation about the history of the Frederick Airport, which was going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
Have the FAA doing a presentation towards the end of the day on top of just the demonstration. So we have local RC club that actually 2 RC clubs that do a really cool demonstration with airplanes. Wingspans as big as this table, if not even a little bit bigger. So when you see these airplanes flying, or the RC airplanes flying, they look like the real thing. They throw the smoke on, they're doing loops in front of the crowd, things like that. It's going to be really awesome.
Is that your favorite part? Like, what was your favorite part from last year?
Goodness. So as the person who's like making sure everything comes together, I told someone the other day that I spend 20-30 minutes on each little 5-minute section of this event. What I think is my favorite thing as someone who spends so much time on it is literally just seeing things that took months of planning come to fruition. But I'm going to say the RCs were definitely the coolest thing.
I could see the light like in your eyes when you started talking about it.
It was cool. One of the performers brought out a jet-powered RC, so a full-on RC jet. Loud, just like you'd imagine at like an air show where the Thunderbirds are flying around. This thing has a small jet engine in it, and he was just right in front of the crowd. It was so cool to see that.
So is it is it primarily, do kids come? Is it all ages? What is the demographic here?
So we definitely market it as a completely family-friendly event.
Cool.
I think there's something for everyone. Maybe it's just me being an aviation nerd in my 30s. I think I could come out here and completely enjoy something like that. But, there's that kid zone, and then there's definitely activities for people as they progress, that education tent, the demonstrations, different aircraft will be on static on the ramp. So there's something for everybody, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to point out real quick that, what we saw in the first 3 years we've had it is we saw families with young kids and adults setting up blankets and having birthday parties and picnics at the middle of the festival. So we've created something in the Frederick community for them to get access to aviation at least once a year out here. If they know nothing about the airport, they're doing these things, and it was really neat seeing that those previous years.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of like the accessibility, like what do you hope people walk away feeling or thinking about the event after attending?
Got opinions on this?
Yeah, having people talk about the airport is really just the goal. I think our intentions were if there's a official out there and they have a neighbor who's talking about the Frederick Airport, that those officials are remembering us when it comes to key decisions being made for the airport, for the community. But really, education, right? Like I got into this at a very young age. I definitely have an interest in seeing younger people continue to, pass that torch on and keep getting people, involved in aviation.
Right.
And previously I talked about there's sometimes a high a hurdle for people to cross to get into an aviation industry. And this is just our way of being able to reduce that hurdle. And allow them, show them that they can do this. If you don't know your first step, well, walk around our event. You'll find someone and you'll figure out where your first step in aviation is.
Also.
And you mentioned there's like flight schools at this airport, right? Mm-hmm. So potentially people could learn about that too.
Sure,
and,
we have 2 fixed-wing flight schools and 1 helicopter school, and all of them are very busy. And you can go and walk up at any day and ask them for a discovery flight. And you and an instructor, and you can fly that airplane as soon as they can get that flight scheduled.
I'm doing it.
Should. Everybody should.
Yeah.
You can at least have flown an airplane if you have no interest in continuing.
Yes. Do you guys fly yourselves?
So we do, yeah. We're both pilots, right? I think we have similar stories maybe. And, I haven't actively flown since I started my job here in 2018. And that's just because life is busy, right?
Yeah.
I thought I'd go work in an airport and I'd have enough time to fly. And then I have 3 kids total, so those are a little busy these days. So I have not actively flown since I was here.
But you mentioned before we were recording, you guys talked about how you could get like different licenses and different things for different planes, right? So like, it's so crazy how it's not just like, oh, I got my license, I can get in this car. It's like, no, I have my specific license for this specific type of make and model. That's wild.
Yeah, it is. And it's, with both of us, it's if we wanted to start actively flying again, we would just go with an instructor and fly for a handful of hours so they check us out. So once you have your private pilot license, you always have it. You're just maybe not current or not.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Now, before we get to like our trivia section here, just a couple more questions. Looking ahead, what's on the horizon for the airport in terms of like projects and improvements?
Yeah. So this one's really interesting. This airport has been busy for a number of years, and we've had a lot of demand in the sense of users flying here, the need for space. Some of our largest hangars, the city has about 105 hangars that we lease out. And these are for individuals, not businesses. Our largest hangars has an over 11-year wait list before you can get a hangar.
What?
Yeah.
11
year. They just don't move out. We don't have a lot of them, but it's between 7 and 11 years to wait list for a hangar here. So the last time something was built at this airport was in 2001. We had our north hangars built and RCNA, which is now Keystone Aerial Surveys, built. Nothing has been built since then. The demand has been there. So we are possibly facing within this next year having a $30 million hangar project built, privately developed, which would bring another 80 hangars to the airport and 80 users, plus potentially in our South Corporate Apron area, we're going to expand in a new section of pavement, have up to 7 corporate hangars like the one we're in, which will open up opportunity for businesses to be able to base here and start operating here, especially with the potential for added new users. Those new businesses to support those airplanes will be desperately needed, and that will really just cause a boom here, a delayed boom we've been working on for a little while. So I'm excited about all that level of development. These development projects, as Sean knows, they take years in the making, right?
Sure.
And we're starting to see some of those fruits of those labors that we've been working on 2-3 years ago.
That's awesome.
yeah, that's
How
exciting.
much revenue does the airport bring in yearly for Frederick?
So right now we're at about total revenue is about $1.1 million, $1.2 million.
Okay.
And our expenses are almost as much, but we're slightly cash flow positive, which is really, really good for an airport. It's hard. Any transportation infrastructure, it's hard
Yeah.
to make money, right?
Right.
We mentioned before we run an airfield, but we're actually making money managing facilities. So that's how
Right.
we make the money to be able to run the airfield safely. So. So yeah, we're doing really well with the added development that we talk about. If any of that happens, which is probable at this point, then that will just add to our revenue and make it even better. And we take a majority of that and reinvest it back in the airport, on top of federal and state grants that we use to do major capital improvements.
And is that part of the master plan? Like, we've heard about a master plan. Is that the biggest
Yeah.
component of it?
Yeah, that's one of them. So the master plan is really, it's a 20-year outlook of, of demand and community needs and development needs over the next 20 years, right? So we had one in 2005-6-ish, and we've completed 80 or 90% of what we planned to in that plan. And it's time that we start a new one, which will take about 2 years to study and define what are the development needs over the next 20 years. So a lot of that is hangar, a lot of that is looking at our pavement surfaces, our runways and our taxiways, and figuring out if those are enough to handle the capacity today and what predicted future capacity in the traffic mix is in the future.
So I want to get into, which we won't in this episode, but in a future episode, talk about all of the AI stuff and also like the electronic charging stations and all the like new technology.
Yeah.
That's so wild. But if we talked about it now, we'd be talking for like 45 more minutes.
Well, let me add one thing
Yes.
that I forgot to mention.
Yes.
Because Sean knows exactly what I'm saying. So there's a term called advanced air mobility, and all that really means is potentially utilizing underutilized airports like general aviation airports for different forms of aviation. So in this particular instance, you hear a lot about electric aviation. So we are the first airport in Maryland to have a Beta Technologies electric aircraft charger, and the first airport in Maryland to have a plane come in and charge on it. So we're very excited about that. We're very excited. It's a future thing. We'll see how it develops in the future, but we are ready to have electric aviation operating in Maryland.
So the second busiest airport in Maryland and the first to have an EV charger.
Right?
You guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you the most proud about working here at the airport? We can start with Sean.
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of what makes me proud of being here.
Yeah.
It's tough when you have to switch gears from the airport job to planning a big community event, but it does have it in my job description that community events are part of what I do here. So what makes me proud is seeing those come together, really seeing people come out here, as Andrew mentioned, people coming out here and literally having a birthday party at the event that I planned for a better part of a year, right? It just shows that, people actually do notice the type of effort and level of work that go into things like this. So that definitely makes me proud.
So I would say, because we got into this because we enjoyed aviation so much, it's kind of nice knowing that we have some influence over at least one airport in the system of 5,000 plus airports, right? We can guide and direct this airport in the direction we feel it should go. Neither of us will be here forever, so we're just guiding it, pushing it in a direction kind of, and I think we like knowing we have an impact.
You guys are doing a
overall,
great
right?
job.
Yeah.
I think it's really cute how kids have their birthday parties here. I mean, that's like so special. You're like part of a family's memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still remember when I went to the airport for birthday parties as a kid. So
Do
yes.
you? What did your granddad do? Did he like work on them? Was he like mechanic?
He was a drop master on the C-47, so a cargo plane essentially that would drop supplies to people in the China, Burma, India area in World War II.
My granddad was a Navy guy in World War II, so he was South Pacific, but he was on a ship, not on a plane. Are we allowed to come into the planes today, or are we allowed to like open and see the inside, or no?
We might be able to find one. We'll have to poke around a bit.
All right,
Maybe find something.
to be determined.
Yes, to be determined.
You guys, this has been really awesome. I think you
Yes.
guys have the coolest jobs in the city. Do you hear that a lot?
I would accept that.
Yeah, I would accept
okay,
that.
I'd be okay with you saying that.
That sounds about right.
be accurate.
But before we wrap up, and before we get into one of the cool planes here, we have
Quick round trivia.
quick round trivia. Okay, you guys, have you listened to the podcast before? If you did, you knew this was coming. So
We've listened to a podcast.
this one, no.
So we have quick round trivia. It's just really quick questions. These are centered around aviation.
Okay.
And before you do that, I'm going to give you an option to
Andrew's
take
face.
a little bit of hot sauce.
If
do
you
it.
want.
If
do
you
it.
want. You don't have to, but
Yeah.
this is from the Black Eyed Susan Company here in Frederick. That one, I believe, is the one that's got the pineapple and all that.
Yes, I believe so.
It's a little sweet, but also it's one of their hotter ones.
Where's my chicken wings to dip this in? I've watched
We don't
that.
have that. You guys can't feed people at the Festival of Flight. We can't feed people on this podcast. All we can do is offer hot sauce. Did you bring one spoon?
I got 2 spoons.
Oh, okay. Andrew's like, nope, there's only one spoon. I can't do it.
Ooh,
I feel like I should watch him do it first, though.
it smells nice and fruity at
We
front.
do
Got a
have,
little bit of,
there's also water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I doing this now?
Yeah.
So
Do
do
we
it now and then we'll.
cheers?
And we'll
add-
start-
That's a big spoonful.
Well, I didn't know there's
Oh,
no rules to
no. Andrew,
this. Is it hot?
Andrew's taking a shot. Okay. And here we go. What is the most common aircraft used for pilot training in the U.S.?
Cessna 172.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Great.
Okay.
True or false? The Wright brothers' first flight in 1903 lasted less than 15 seconds.
True or false? True. 12 seconds. Okay. What is the nickname for the area where aircraft are parked, loaded, and refueled?
Apron.
Yes.
Yes.
I was going to say ramp.
I didn't know it was
Depending
We
on
said the
airport.
apron,
Apron
or
or
ramp.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
What is the name of the blow-up autopilot in Airplane?
You got to give this one.
Autopilot.
I just got one recently
Our
at the
trade show
festival.
booth actually has the blow up autopilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when you go to in the streets or the festival flight, if you come by our booth,
You'll see auto?
autopilot. Oh yeah.
Have you
Surely-
not seen Airplane, Andrew?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Are we
Surely
allowed to
we
have
can get
more
out
of this
there,
hot
right?
sauce? Can I
What's
have
that?
more of this hot sauce?
Oh, yeah. He
good.
wasn't even, he's not done. Okay, last question. What profession did Ted Stryker, the movie's reluctant hero, originally have before becoming a pilot? Trick question.
My guess is clown.
No.
News reporter.
No. I'll say this, before becoming a commercial pilot.
Banner tower.
What'd you say?
Banner tower? No. That's a real job. Yes. Go to the beach. You got people towing banners across.
Oh, across the water.
those,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
He was a fighter pilot, which is why he had the flashbacks.
yeah,
okay,
that
you
makes
guys.
sense now.
Normally we ask 3 questions. We asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you got 4 out of 5. So you still got more than the average
What do we win?
person. Our respect.
Yeah,
and our
I'll take it.
and some
Take a win or you
dignity.
get a win, right?
Can I have some of that hot sauce for my lunch after?
Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here with
Yes.
us today. We want to remind everyone in the not in the streets, they'll be in the streets with Otto, but the festival flight is September 27th. And what day of the week is that?
It's a Saturday.
Okay, Saturday, and it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Correct.
Come, you do not have to have a ticket. You can just show up and bring some cash for the food trucks.
Yeah. Cash or card.
Cash or card. All right, guys, and we will be right back. I was like, oh my God, he just did it.
Came close.
Registering for City Alerts is a great way to keep you safe if you live, work, or play and visit in the city. COF Alerts is the official City of Frederick emergency alert system that is designed to alert, warn, and notify residents and businesses of emergency situations. We use Frederick County government's Everbridge alert system to provide this critical service. You pick how we can reach you. You can receive alerts via text, email, and push notifications from Everbridge. COF alerts may be sent for emergency situations such as snow emergency declarations, police and security alerts, major water system issues, and hazardous weather. You may also sign up for automated weather alerts from the National Weather Service, such as watches and warnings for tornadoes, winter storms, and flash flooding. Remember, stay safe by staying informed.
And we're back.
We just had a great conversation.
That was so cool.
So I think I want to live here and work here.
Live here?
Yeah. I said what I said. In a plane. Okay, guys, we will see everyone on September 27th at the Frederick Festival of Flight. Experience all the aircraft that fly here, the organizations that meet here, and the businesses that operate here. Like we said, come at 9. You can stay all day, leave at 4. There's going to be so much to see and do, and you can learn more at frederickmd.gov/festival of flight.
Some spooky events to look forward to. Parks and Recreation will be hosting the movie on the big screen October 25th at Carroll Creek Amphitheater. More details will be coming.
Do you know what movie they're going to play yet?
I don't.
Okay, and I think they're also going to have a dog parade.
Yes, last year they had a dog parade.
Yes, so
that was very cute.
Yes, looking forward to that. And an update from the Weinberg Center. Would you like to join hundreds of passionate art advocates in supporting a beautiful Frederick institution?
Why, yes, I would.
Would you like to help provide over 8,000 local school children with quality arts experiences?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if your answer is yes,
It was.
then you should be a member of the Weinberg Center for the Arts. You can visit weinbergcenter.org to find out more and register.
Yes, your voice helps guide the decisions that we make as a city. To share your input, and not that helicopter's input, on current projects and priorities, visit frederickmd.gov/surveys and complete one of our open surveys. Together, we can keep Frederick moving forward.
Beautiful. And we want to hear from you guys. Please email us at behindthespires@cityoffrederickmd.gov.
That's Behind the Spires at cityoffrederickmd.gov.
That's Behind the Spires at cityoffrederickmd.gov to let us know what you want to hear, what questions you have, even who you'd like us to interview.
And remember to like and subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube. Also, before we dip on back Behind the Spires, we ask just a teeny tiny little favor. Tell your friends about us, about your time here. And if you get a chance, a simple 5-star review. You can even do that one right in your podcasting app. Your support will help us grow, and we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, so thanks for hanging with us, not necessarily behind the spires, but in front of some airplanes today.
In the hangars.
Yes.
And remember, kindness costs us nothing, but it means everything.
Bye, guys.